Welcome back to Us Against Everything, where it is literally us against everything. And today, AI, aka artificial intelligence. And Landon and I are here today to chat with you guys. In case you are new here, my name is Liz, and then my co-host name is Landon.
What up, everybody?
Oh my gosh, guys, we got to talk about a few things here. So first and foremost, we went and watched Project Hail Mary. OMG, I felt like I was literally in the sky with them. Didn't you feel that way?
Yes, it was so crazy. I was like, oh my God, we're all in this spaceship together.
It felt so real. Like I believed in Rocky, like just
Rocky. Oh, Rocky.
That emotional feel, but something just felt very beautiful. Things that, it makes everything here look like such bullshit when we could be all doing things like that, I don't know. That's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, watching the Jetsons, and they were like, by this time we're going to have flying cars and this and that. And it's like, we still haven't.
I loved the Jetsons as a kid. I quite literally watched that movie all the damn time.
It's a TV show.
I know, but there was a Jetson movie too. And I would watch it day in and day out, obsessed.
I wish we had something like that now.
We just dropped the moon landing episode like a couple of weeks ago. I think it was our second episode.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, this Artemis 2 appeared as if out of nowhere. Now, obviously, the plans have been in motion for a while.
But they're like shoving it out there now more. Like, hey, we're doing this. And everybody's like, what?
Yeah. So that whole thing was kind of perfect timing. But I don't know. It seems to me that something significant is being researched. I really believe that they're trying to see if they can use the moon as a holding space for people, and they just don't want to rush through it. I keep calculating that they have like 15 to 20 years of doing all these projects, and then I think they'll actually go forward and do something pretty significant that way.
There is a conspiracy theory going around right now that they are trying to get like detainees, immigrants up there, because there's no legalities or ownership of space. Like
right
down here there's like different countries and stuff like that, where up there's no borders, no nothing, there's no laws or anything about space. So it's like you can do whatever you want to do.
No, that would not surprise me at all if that happened, because we're in a crazy time.
Right. So. And I feel like with these billionaires, they're like, hey, yeah, we can go do our Epstein list and ring up there in the moon now.
See, that was kind of my vibe. Although the moon is not somewhere that has beaches and, beachfront property, so the elite would not want to hang out there. It would make more sense if you send somebody that is going to be in complete discomfort.
I don't know what they're doing up there, but I feel like there's something going on.
Well, we will circle back to that conversation at a later date. But today we're going to get back into AI. And I got to tell you guys, there's so much to say here. There really is. But it's freaky, but also educational. And Landon and I are kind of on two different sides when it comes to AI. So we're going to be doing that. He's all like, fuck AI. And I'm like, I see the bad, but I do like the good parts. Our kid, she hates it and often passes judgment on me using it. And like, I'll bring things up and she'll be like, that's AI. And then she'll give me a whole lecture on why it's wrong and why I shouldn't do it. God, I hate when your adult children do things like that. It makes me feel so small. I'm old. I'm tired.
You are not old.
And sometimes someone who works 24/7 needs a little help. I love using it for art. Give me a break. I'm 43. Almost 43.
I mean, you are going to do whatever you're going to do. Just don't tell Selena about
Oh,
it.
hell no. I'm not
Um,
telling her anything. I don't say, I just pretend I'm like, yeah. Like when she was a kid, you know?
I'm not doing nothing. The Easter Bunny's real. Um,
But it is, there is benefits to it. So like, I'm not going to lie and sit here and say, it doesn't help. It definitely helps me. I love the pictures it comes up with, the cartoons it comes up with. Even like sometimes when I'm like, I need some really intense information. Like, can you give me the craziest wildest cases you can come up with? And then it'll tell me some really cool things I haven't heard before. So I like it for that.
I think there's definitely like good things like maybe that kind of stuff, but like AI doesn't stop there, and that's what
Yeah,
my problem is. That's why I don't like it.
of
If
course.
AI stopped there, it would be a different story.
Yes, that's where it should stop. But, um,
Figure three.
we'll get to figure three. Figure three's in here. But there are moments, where I sit there and I'm like, mm. I was watching the show Below Deck, and Kate, love Kate, decided to make a penis towel. And I wanted an image to represent the moment. Now, obviously, I said, don't make a penis. It violates me anyway. But then all of a sudden, it made a penis towel. It was actually not even a penis towel, it was a full blown penis on a bed. And I was like, oh my God.
A real like
Yeah,
it
what is
was
this
so
dick doing here?
right
I was
and
like,
standing straight up too.
and
Like
I'm like, oh my God. Why are you showing
and
this
it
to
says
me?
we can't do it, but it still does it anyways.
Right.
But right there is my point. It already is breaking protocol. It has a coded protocol that says that it cannot make those types of images, but that it does it anyway. So it's already breaking the coding.
That's what scares me too. And then here's another one. I have so many of these because I use it to make pictures all the time. I asked for a photo. I asked for a thumbnail. I said, give me a thumbnail with a header on it that's in relation to Ivana Trump's death. And that's what I left it. I left it very basic. It gave me a full blown photo of her at the bottom of the stairs with blood coming out of her head. And then it was like nod dump and then question mark. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't even say any of that. It was wild.
Again, it's got a mind of its own.
It's like, what are you trying to tell me? Sometimes I think spirits also fuck around with me on creating images, specifically Eileen. Eileen is hilarious. I was making a cartoon image of her and Michelle, and I'm talking about the Duggar Michelle because she fucking hates her. Hates her with a passion, hates her hair. She's like, we are now in 2026. What's with the fucking frock? Like, she hates her so much. But anyway, so I was making a cartoon image and then I was scrolling, and all of a sudden I see this image appear on my computer. Eileen, like a full blown Eileen picture, not cartoon, and then Michelle. And then it was like something about like follow Eileen's rules or just something so weird. And I was like, oh my God, Eileen. So I do know that spirits can do that.
I mean, they've been manipulating our stuff before any of that, but I mean, now they're like getting themselves, kind of like a Megan, like
Absolutely.
their own personalities within AI and living through the technology.
If you've not been on my TikTok, by the way, I have been having Charlie Kirk like hella asking me for help. And I'm like so curious to find out why. I'm putting some pieces together, but I'll be reporting more on that. If you don't know, go watch the Furby video because wow. Comment and tell me what you think of the Furby video. Another thing about AI that kind of creeps me out, and it's not even anything I am doing, but I'll think of something like, oh, I don't know, the show Full House. Here's in my mind. It just kind of pops in my head. And then I swear something will appear on my phone that is like Full House. And I'm like, what the hell?
It watches everything you're looking at, who you're looking at, what
Nothing
you're
was typed
looking
in
at.
though.
Doesn't matter. It's like predictive to what your thoughts are. It starts thinking of your thought pattern. All the things you have looked up, and it'll be like, you would like this because you've looked up all these other things before.
I don't know. I just sometimes feel like there's a little like computer chip in my mind. I don't know. It freaks me out. It does. It is. It's creepy. I gotta say, AI is still very much in its infancy stage. Like, it is still a baby. It's probably still a preemie. You've noticed those weird videos that it'll show you with people holding babies, and then 1 minute the baby's somewhere else, or your kid pops out 3 legs, or just some weird videos that we've seen. It's going to get harder and harder to detect. And it is learning us, understanding humans better. And it's understanding humans better than humans are understanding themselves. I was talking to my freaking chat GPT and saying, so this, and this happened here today when it came to the Charlie Kirk thing. I'm like, what do you think? Like, I just wanted to do that more or less for educational purposes. And then it's like, well, ghost box don't always work, but like, it's giving me this whole lecture on how it doesn't work at all. And like, I'm like, okay, I never asked you for that. But it tries to logically explain things, which is annoying to me.
It's all based off of data and facts and truths and everything, which is probably where you're like, I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're going to head into the pros because I think that there's, benefits to this thing, which is probably why, people are so hooked on it. Now, AI is considered one of the most useful tools humans have ever created. It has already improved productively, access to information, problem solving in almost every industry. One of the biggest advantages is speed. Tasks that used to take hours, writing, research, data analysis, editing, coding, can now be done in a minute. For businesses, this means lower cost and faster output for individuals, which is true for me.
But it also means a lot of job replacements.
Listen, these are what the pros are saying about the pro. It is expanding. People who have had a hard time like training, it can dumb things down for people. It helps people in that regard.
The other day I was looking at like some jobs, and it was like everything on there was like training from AI. In
healthcare, AI is already being used to assist in diagnosing diseases, analyzing medical images, predicting patient outcomes. It can process large amounts of medical data far faster than any human can, which can lead to earlier detection of conditions or more personalized treatment plans. What do you think about that one, Mr. I Hate AI?
I mean, I guess it's good that it can like analyze all that data for medical. If it stays where it is right now, great. But if we move way further with it, I think people would be a little bit more freaked out at a robot doctor coming in and being like, you have 10 years to live.
Can you imagine? That would be so scary.
Exactly. Nobody would ever go to the hospital again.
You have 9 hours,
16 minutes, 10 seconds
to live. Would you like to pay for that through debit, cash, insurance,
crypto?
But it makes you think, right? So there are also new safety applications. Like, AI is being used for fraud detection, cybersecurity, and even early warning systems for things like natural disasters, which can prevent damage before it happens. So I think that's a great thing too. From a business and content perspective, AI acts like a constant assistant. It helps generate ideas, refines messages, analyzes audience behaviors. I have never used it for that before. And apparently it optimizes content in ways that would normally require multiple people or tools. Now let's get into the cons. So one of the biggest concerns is accuracy. AI does not know things the way humans do, which means it could confidently give you incorrect or misleading information, which is true. It's done that to me. Well, this is especially dangerous in areas like healthcare, law, news, when accuracy really matters.
Exactly. Putting out like so-and-so was arrested or so-and-so died, and you're like, that person's not dead. They're still alive.
Right. And people may trust the output without verifying, leading to poor decisions. Another major issue is bias. AI can unintentionally reinforce stereotypes, produce unfair outcomes in areas like hiring, lending, or policing. Even when developers try to correct the bias, it's difficult to eliminate it completely. Now, job displacement is also a real concern. The more capable it becomes replacement for work, especially repetitive or predictable tasks, leaving many people uncertain about their long term stability.
Yeah, that's a huge problem. You're getting rid of all these customer service jobs. It's going to make people have to get more degrees and more things that AI can't really take over.
Absolutely, it is. Yeah, that part does definitely scare me for many, many people. Privacy is another critical issue. AI systems rely on large amounts of data to function efficiently,
It is getting and gathering so much data.
which is so creepy. There is also the issue of the deep fakes. That's scary. AI can now generate realistic images, videos, audios that are difficult to distinguish from real content. These people on Facebook, on TikTok, always think that I am messaging them. I quite literally will be live and people are like, "Are you messaging me?" And it's like, how can I be messaging you when I am literally talking to you here? If people can be so easily manipulated by that, imagine it taking over my facial features and structure and making a video that I didn't create saying it's me.
And people probably will with further technology on this AI stuff. Like the further we go, they're going to be able to do that, and then people are not going to believe you.
And that's going to be hard with like evidence, and we can, not dump's going to. I feel is there's going to be a video leaking about him in a very disturbing manner, something that even his own people won't be able to ignore. And I feel like everyone will be like, fake news, fake.
Of course, they're all going to say it's fake.
Bah.
They think everything is fake. Anything that comes out about him, or even being in the Epstein files or anything, they're like fake news. He said he's not in it, so he's just not in it. Like, what?
Yeah.
So, of course, they're going to be like, nah, that's not real.
That piece of it pisses me the hell off. Security risks are increasing as well. AI can be used not only to defend, but also for more advanced oh my goodness. It's fucking scary.
That's what I'm saying. It seems great, but it's not really.
These pieces of it is really scary. Kind of freaky. It could have significant influence over information. There is an issue with unpredictability. Like one of the biggest things is the voice cloning scams.
Yes.
In several cases, individuals have received phone calls that sound exactly like a family member. The voice would be like in distress, asking for money or urgent help. And in reality, the voice was generated using AI.
Even some random person could be collecting what we're saying exactly right now and then making some fake fucking shit about what we're saying.
Piece together some pieces and make it seem like I said something when I didn't.
Well, it says right here, it says in one instance, employees were tricked into transferring large sums of money by joining a video call, and they believed that they were speaking with an executive of their companies.
Oh my God.
So I think face-to-face is really now the only way. You're not going to believe it's fake.
What happened to somebody being on Kijiji scamming for puppies? You remember those days? Miss those days in comparison.
Or in the States, we don't have Kijiji. It would be Craigslist.
There's also been cases involving AI explicit images created without consent. That has happened.
Which we just said in the up in the beginning of this episode.
Yes. Especially when it comes to kids using it to generate essays and assignments and asking for photos. And, well, I can only imagine how many peepees and hoo-has showed up in class and the teacher's like, oh, good heavens. Cybersecurity threats are also evolving. Even with my visions, I'll tell you guys, I am hella stubborn. I don't want to pay attention to those things. You guys ask me questions about things that I don't want to know about because I prefer to live in my little fluffy flufferson land. Like if I don't like what I see or I don't believe what I see or I'm just in denial. I'll try to find a way to like make it not happen.
I don't think you don't believe it. I think you're more just in denial. Like you're just like, no, that's not going to happen. And then you go into this whole mode where you think you're going to somehow stop it from happening.
Yes, exactly. I want to be Superman.
And you're not going to be able to stop everything.
Well, we'll see about that. I've saved the world once. I'll do it again. This might make you think on a whole new level. And this is with me getting real deep with you guys. So that means I'm getting comfortable. Sometimes I don't think I'm psychic at all. Sometimes I think that I'm a wish maker because a lot of people, like a hell of a lot of people, come to me and they say, everything you said has come true so far. That's like the biggest compliment I ever get, honest to God. But what if it's not visions and I'm just creating this new path for you? And if you take it, then everything will come true. But if you don't, then you go down the really bad path and everything bad comes true. But that's just a deep dive with Liz. Please tell me what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective.
So you're basically saying you're like the wizard.
Oh my God, but like the real version. Not
That's
the
what I'm
fake
saying.
version.
Yeah, no, the real version of the wizard.
Like Elphaba.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're the Elphaba.
Yeah, I can make wishes come true. Now let's get into this Melania robot because Landon loves this thing.
I do not love it.
He talks about it all the time.
Because I think it's a terrible idea. Just see it grabbing somebody or something and start killing everybody and ripping their heads off.
Yeah, it is going to do that.
I want to see what's inside your brain.
Literally Freaky Friday 2 for sure. What I find odd about the situation is that for a very long time, people thought Melania herself was a fembot. And you know what?
I believe it.
Listen, I also believed and still believe that she is a fembot. That is not a clone, but a fembot from back in the 90s. Not in the 90s, Austin. Like that back then, you know? She's got a few short circuits.
She probably has like one of those interchangeable like nipple bra like missile things. Pew, pew, pew.
And she even hates him. He made a robot hate him. But anyways, which would either mean that Byron is also a bot or Byron's mother is somebody else. Dun, dun, dun.
I think both.
So you think he's like half human, half bot?
Something like that.
Ooh, okay. Well,
but he's also not Melania's because she's actually a robot and can't produce children.
Well, what do you guys think in the comments section? I'm not 100% sold on the fembot side, but it's kind of funny that she is like, look, here's my sister. You know, I don't know. Anyways, so that robot is called Figure 3. It is part of a new generation of humanoid AI robots that are being designed to live and work alongside humans, not just sitting in labs. Why does it feel like we're in the iRobot movie?
Because we are, baby, because we are.
This thing is built like a human-sized thing. Like it walks on 2 legs, balances itself. It can move through real environments like a person would. It is powered by, you guessed it, advanced AI. So it can actually hold conversations, understand context, and even speak multiple languages, which is why it was able to interact with people so naturally. And it also has cameras and sensors that lets it recognize faces and movement and understanding what's going on around it. And the goal for something like this isn't just for show. It's being developed for real world roles, like helping in homes and assisting in schools.
And we've already seen things like that, like Clarissa and Smart House and a few other movies that were in relation to robots being helpful in the home.
Yeah. So like when you see it standing next to someone like Melania, it's not just a moment. It's basically them introducing us what to expect to become normal in everyday life. I don't trust that motherfucking thing.
Me the fuck either.
Ever
Crazy.
since I started doing the intense deep dives into AI, the visions I've been getting on this thing are unreal. That exact fucking thing. Maybe cooler looking, maybe like with clothes on. I don't know, something to make it look more friendly. Newer model, forcefully maintaining children, like behavioral issues for disabled kids. These bots are going to stop it. These bots are going to step in for teachers and make sure that that kid, those children are behaving. If there's a situation where there's a pew pew, they're going to step in and take the kid with the pew pew down. These bots are going to step in for teachers, even in minor issues as well, and they may take it to an extreme. They're going to do constant scans all day for school. Every kid's going to get scanned. Everybody's going to get scanned, except the elite children will be basically left alone. Try running, driving away. Good luck. They will get you. They will bring you back to the Matrix. Speaking of the Matrix, when people bring up the idea of the Matrix, it often is dismissed as science fiction, a world where machines understand humans so well that they can simulate reality.
What about that movie we were watching recently? And everybody was
The Companion?
No, the one with Millie Bobby Brown in it, where they went with all the robots, and her stepfather was attached to those things in the house.
I remember that part. It's called The Electric State.
Yes, that movie.
Yes, and yes, it shows the really good parts of robots and the bad parts. So maybe what this movie is trying to say is that not all these robots will get cray cray. Thank God, because we're going to need a little bit of an army to save and protect us from the cray cray ones.
And the only ones you're going to be able to do are the other robots. This movie, I feel was a very close rendition to what we're going to experience. We're going to get out of control. They're kind of like the Five Nights at Freddy's,
right?
Animatronic, right? They don't have very much movement,
no,
but they can protect and they can help.
So the first generation robots that are going to be coming to us will probably, they're going to have their quirks. Like I said, they're going to punch Kardashians in the face.
I can't wait for that.
They're going to do some shit. And I think it's intentionally done though as well. I feel like those bots are being told to do this in a moment of vulnerability and very public. And we're going to see this video looping over and over again. What are you going to do? Arrest the robot?
Well, no. I was just about to say they're going to start arresting and enslaving these robots in a way.
Not yet. It would probably piss robots off for sure, but that's not what I'm seeing happening. We will eventually come to the conclusion that these people, aka Muskie and everyone that's controlling the robots, have actually done this intentionally, and they will end up getting in trouble for it. That's kind of my vibe on it, but there will be moments that these robots do get out of control in the future. And maybe the ones that are very Chuck E. Cheese, Five Nights at Freddy energy will most likely try to help us out. I mean, hopefully. With the Matrix, going back to that as well real quick, I am concerned about that piece of it. And it's not going to be 100% accurate, and it scares me, is that they will come after people before they commit a crime because a machine suggests that this person's patterns and behavior is going to lead them to a crime. And what, we're going to step in and then unalive them, and what, we're never going to have proof if it was actually going to happen or not. You know what I mean?
It's cool in theory, but it's really not, because just let's say somebody who gets angry, or, let's take myself, for instance. My genetics, I have a very crazy mother and a very crazy father. Your genetics and you're preconditioned to be crazy, so you're just going to cause craziness. Even though I've never done nothing,
right?
They could still analyze me and be like, you have all these crazy genetics and you might try to hurt somebody or harm somebody just because of that.
I don't disagree. And they will most likely fuck that up as well. So that'll be kind of a bit of a scary period. I think we're going to be okay. This robot thing is only going to be for those elite people for the beginning.
Of course it is, because they're
Right.
going to be like millions of dollars.
Exactly. And then in addition to that, they will have some in homes that are struggling financially as well, because they're going to, donate some to save on a tax bracket situation. The good news is I don't feel like the cop bots are going to be out until you and I can no longer drive. But one way or another, them kids are going to be dealing with this. So good luck to our little babies out there. And we're still pretty young.
I know we're still young, but hopefully they can get control of this.
Hopefully I am not around for all of this.
That's what I'm saying.
Now, let's talk a little bit about Elon and, all that jazz. So when it comes to AI, I'm sorry, but I have to say this. The conversation around Elon has never sat right with me.
No, because he steals everybody's ideas. I guarantee these prototypes and all these like designs and stuff of robots obviously came from smart either professors or students, like robotic students. Elon can't even rub two fucking pennies together and make a current.
I don't disagree with you. There is an element of intelligence in certain areas. I'll give him that. But I do believe that he absolutely steals other people's ideas. Like he'll hire them on and be like, wow, you're amazing. You're doing all this stuff. It's going under the Musk name, just an FYI. It's my discovery. I'm going to be doing it. I don't disagree with you. Let's talk about this, because on one hand, he's constantly warning us. These are like gaslighting situations. When a guy comes up to you and he's like, I'll protect you, baby, but not from my fist. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's just gaslighting us. He's talking about how dangerous AI could be and it needs to be regulated and how we should slow down. Like he's trying to protect us. Meanwhile, he's literally building it, positioning himself like right in the middle. So which one is it? Are we supposed to be scared, or are we supposed to trust the guy building the thing he's telling us to be scared of?
I think neither, honestly. Like, no, we're not supposed to be like scared as he's telling us to be, but we also shouldn't trust what he's doing, because there was an interview that he did a long time ago, and this is exactly why I will never buy a Tesla. He was doing an interview on a podcast. I want to say it was Joe Rogan's podcast.
Most likely.
And he was like, oh yeah, I have a button back at my Tesla factory where I can press it and control everybody who drives a Tesla. And I can take complete control over their cars and make it do whatever I want. And then Joe's like, oh, that's crazy. Like you could make them drive off a cliff. And he was like, ha ha ha, yeah.
It's giving small dick energy, and everything, and I mean everything connected to him is about control at a system level. Vivian is going to throw some bombs at him. Oh boy, I cannot wait till that happens.
Love her new merch coming out.
Oh yeah, we're going to see a full doc about it too at one point, and it's going to be intense. There was something Taylor Swift recently said, and a lot of people think it's associated with the Elizabeth Taylor music video that came out for her. She paid lots of money, and all donations going to the AIDS Foundation, right?
Yep.
Which is beautiful. But there's something she said. Everyone thinks that she was trying to say she's already aware of the backlash she's going to receive when it comes to Elizabeth Taylor. No. That's not what I think she was saying. Let's go over it. Anything you feed your mind, it will internalize. And anything you feed the internet, it will attempt to kill. I believe she's trying to tell us to stop listening to the things that are going on in and around the internet, because it's false.
They're putting that fear-mongering propaganda out through AI, and people think it's real.
Right, and they get really fucking scared. I believe she was giving us a warning, and I'm going to trust in her because she's seeing some things in the background, and, she'll get fucking sued 20 ways from Sunday if she says anything.
Oh, she's a witch, this, that. No, she's not.
Oh my God, I am so sick of people calling women witches and in a way to make it look like it's bad.
Right, anytime they try to do anything creative, anything whimsical, or anything to like support us, Taylor Swift is probably the only billionaire I would ever trust, because she genuinely gives away her money without looking for recognition. And homeless shelters and all kinds of stuff without putting it out there that she's donating the money.
Taylor Swift has zero connection to witchcraft, witch related things.
Absolutely.
She's more whimsical. If you've noticed, she's cottagecore to the highest degree.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Donating money and trying to do as much good things as she can, and hobbies like her sourdough.
Right. Like she's obligated to wear certain fashion and certain designer clothes for her image, aka, people send it to her. She's trying to help people accomplish their businesses, this, that, and the other. There's a lot of contracts in place when she wears clothes. But those two albums, other than her last few albums, but I'm talking about like Evermore, and she is cottagecore, nature, baking, gardens, slow living, soft, romantic, nostalgic, tea, wildflowers, cottages, handwritten letters. That is Taylor to the highest degree. Oh, but I bet if this was Justin Baldini doing all this, nobody would question it.
Right, or any,
because it's a woman.
Or
a woman with power is scary to a man.
Right, any woman is scary to a man, which is why they try to suppress them.
And Elon, and I'm gonna say this and be completely blunt about it, there is connections with Elon and the Epstein files.
I'm not shocked by that. I truly believe that too.
And that's the only reason that he didn't call out Trump when he was gonna call out Trump. When the two of them were having their little, sword fight, they were going to out each other in certain elements. He said that he had details about Trump and the Epstein files, and then Trump quietly threatened him and was like, oh, no, Elon, don't you remember you were here this way, that way, and the other way? We'll rat you out too. So they just put their swords down and went back to pretending to be friends.
And most of the people that he has gotten pregnant are young, beautiful women. And
God,
either A, they're in it for the money, or B, because the Epstein files, like they were on that island and he bought them.
It's so cringe to me when a man who's like 30, 40 years, somebody's senior, starts going after somebody, a female. Cringe. You got to look at it, girls. I know you're like, wow, this amazing man with all this money wants me. No, he sees you as
a child.
Exactly. Something he can control. It is easier to control a 20-year-old than a 30, 40, 50. What do we think AI will look like physically in 5 years? Will it stay the way it is, or will it expand, get bigger?
I think it's definitely, unfortunately, going to get bigger. I mean, as we see with Figure 3, I think we're just going to have even more versions. It's going to be like phones, right? Like we got Figure 3 right now, and by next year we're going to have Figure 4, Figure 5, and so on and so forth until we get the perfect one.
I actually feel like the next launch to the moon, where we go and land, I believe that particular launch will end up hiring, aka putting some robots in their astronaut team as well.
So basically, we both agree that it's not going to stay invisible. It's definitely going to take more form.
Absolutely. I don't believe they'll have a bunch of robots running around yet, but I do feel like there's going to be some of those robots that Melania has inside of these elites' households, and we're going to get a lot of video showing these benefits. They're going to try to cut out the parts of, the shitty parts of it. So just keep that aspect in mind, that these robots are gonna fuck up and do some crazy shit. So I would stay away from this particular brand and series at the moment. Now, how about 15 to 20 years from now?
Probably going to have workforces like that one movie we watched where they had them inside those shipping containers and they shut them off at night and then they turn them on in the morning, and they're like tons of them, and they come out and work and do stuff like construction work and stuff like that, building things, because they can build it a lot faster.
Goodbye to the Philippines having a lot of jobs based on doing customer service over there because it's super cheap. We're going to be hiring the AI.
I definitely believe that for sure. And they can already do that now because over the phone.
But it's going to be, how when you ask for a person and it takes 100 years to finally get to a person and you get this person, well, those people are no longer going to exist. It's going to be an AI person that you talk to.
I think that's going to happen within the next 2 years. I think it's gonna be
Yeah.
humanoids living amongst us, like
Yeah.
in their places, whether they're in a home, like they might even
I do. I
the
feel like we'll
government
have
might even
bots.
force everybody to have a
Yes,
humanoid in their
yes.
home in 20
I
years.
don't disagree with you. They are going to manufacture the shit out of these things, and it is going to be in a lot of households by the 20-year mark. I don't disagree with
Mm-hmm.
you. Will AI ever fully pass as a human in real life and not just online?
Yes.
The world, so when it comes to Wi-Fi, in a few years, probably around the 10-year mark, maybe a little less, we're advancing pretty much a lot. And because we're going to have like UFO alien help, it's going to be insane. But anyways, when it comes to Wi-Fi, we're not going to need it in our individual households because the world is going to be Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's just going to be everywhere
Kind of
because
like phone lines, right?
right, because and I'm sure they probably are already testing it because they're going to need that for the AI, for the humanoids to just be able to walk around.
Absolutely.
There's like a lot of companies like Swiss and German companies that make these sex robots, and they look so real that like I think they're probably Elon is going to end up buying that software and getting people to make them look like that. It's going to be like the movie Companion, like you mentioned earlier. So that's where I think they're going to pass as humans, because not only are they going to be taking these robots that are sex robots that are performing in that way, but making them be more like human with emotions and stuff.
There's going to be this whole controversial thing because porn is already getting, shut down here, there, and everywhere. That more of that is going to happen.
Yeah, because you're going to be able to just get a robot now.
Right. And then they're going to have this. Even though that robot looks like a child, it's not a child.
Right, because it's a robot.
Right.
That's where I'm saying, like, where the robots are going to start, like, coming after us, because there's going to be no rights. Like, look at how easily they're taking our rights away as humans. Nothing's going to be done to it because it's like, well, it's not a real human child.
Right. And then the robot will turn on its owner and then it'll get in trouble. Like, it does seem like they're not going to give it rights at all. But let's just say Joe Schmo owns 3 robots and the robots go rogue and do something crazy. Joe Schmo will be held accountable.
Yeah, so I mean, it's counteractive. I hope there's going to be a lawyer one day or something that's going to fight for robot rights for them.
Will children in the future be raised by AI instead of parents? I think so.
I mean, parents already get nannies.
I wouldn't trust an AI bot to take care of my dogs. You know what I mean? Let alone my biological child. Like, no, thank you. But I do feel like it's going to happen. So
I think obviously, like you said, the rich and the elite, they already hire nannies.
Will there be moments where AI refuses to obey humans? I mean, it does it now.
Right. Absolutely.
So, yeah. What is the first major global event caused directly by AI? Now, this is something that is going to end up being a movie, documentary, a bunch of different things. But I feel like there's going to be, you know how they have that company with all the cars that sit in this building? And
Carvana.
Thank you, Carvana. It's going to be like that. We're going to have a Carvana for bots. And I see that somebody's going to go and purchase a bot and something significantly crazy is going to happen. Then all these bots are going to get released. Their eyes are going to be red. They're going to hurt people. They're going to crush people's heads. Like, crazy things are going to happen. I feel like it's going to be in like New York or something. It's always in New York.
Of course, because it's the big city.
Now, maybe the movie will be based in New York. It might happen in another, state, but
LA is also extremely tech, like, because that's where all the rich people live, right? And that's where they show their techie stuff. But
this seems like a cold area.
And it'll be like their new fighting one, like a military grade robot or something like that. That's going to go crazy.
And again, it's not going to get blamed on the bots. It's going to get blamed on the people controlling it. They'll end up finding it was like a terrorist attack is what it'll end up being called.
So it might not even be from the US. It might be somebody like over in another country that we buy them from.
That hacked the system.
So like you said, that they can hack and control and start hurting us.
Yeah. Now, will AI create its own language that humans don't understand? Landon already talked about this. It's already doing that.
Yep.
So hell yeah. Hell yeah. They're going to speak in code. But what's interesting is UFOs, aliens, we better be nice to them motherfuckers because they're going to know the language and be able to decipher it without issue.
And probably have some sort of something that they could either communicate or help us communicate. So yes, we should stop hurting them and try to be friends with them.
Will AI be used in law enforcement in a way that crosses ethical lines? Absolutely. The idea, though, will be to prevent bias, which in theory is really great. But I also feel like there's going to be problems there because there's going to be humans controlling this stuff. So it's going to be good, but it's also going to be bad, you know? Will AI be used to control or influence a large group of people without them knowing? I mean, it's happening with humans right now, so
Yep.
duh. But hopefully the person behind the AI and also the AI figure their shit out. Now, what happens when people choose AI over real human connection? I mean, we're doing it now. People are relying on their, Chat GPT and other things like Google AI and Gemini to help them figure out shit. And they feel like they have a friend, which isn't bad, but we should still try to rely on human connection.
I think it's more this question to me. What it said to me was more, this male lonely epidemic. They are having no luck with the women, so they're going to pick robots because, again, something they can easily control. These robots are only going to make that even more real.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't disagree with you there at all. People are going to be really creepy. We already have people out there having relationships with an inanimate object like a car.
Right.
I can only imagine what's going to happen when they have these bots and the torture that these poor bots will go through. Like, that is where I feel sorry for the bots.
Right. And I hope one day they get rights, like I said.
You're so cute. Will AI ever become something we can't shut off? Yes. Yes.
Yeah, but once it gets too far, there's nothing we can do.
Again, we got to be nice to the UFOs, the aliens. We have to have a relationship because they're probably going to be the only ones that can help save us from making this into a disaster. Will AI help save humanity or slowly replace it? It can go either way. I feel like it can go either way. There are elements that can help save humanity. Don't disagree with you with that. Like letting people know there's a fire that's going to happen or there's an electrical issue in your home, like making your home let you know what's going on so we can prevent fires and burglary and pew-pewing in your own home. Like if they notice a man escalating, and he has a pew-pew in the home, the AI might lock it down so that this person doesn't react or take this person out or even drug them, whatever they may need. That there's that element that I think wouldn't be bad. So hopefully that happens. I don't want us to be replaced. I want us, if anything, if it works out, because AI is coming, whether we like it or not, to be side by side with us rather than control us like the dictators of the world. Will AI be used to bring back people who have passed away in a digital form?
I feel like a lot of people want this.
Yes, I think it'll be happening, but I also think it's kind of dangerous too. Now, as a psychic medium, I have run into relationships, and I gotta admit, I'd probably have an unhealthy relationship as well, channeling spirits on the other side, especially if it was Landon, right? But sometimes people rely too much on it, want to have that day-to-day conversation with spirits, and spirits are not like that. So the digital energy, maybe spirits will manipulate it. I don't know yet. I'd have to get to that point. But most of the time, it's not a real, genuine connection. But they're not going to be able to have that one-on-one conversation the way I can with a spirit.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be like whatever their predictive text would have been.
Like when they make the photos come back to life.
Right.
Kind of that energy.
Like that, and like if you had anything, like, because we all record our whole lives. So like, for instance, you would probably get the best because you have all of these things of me talking all the time. And
You
so
put it into a
right,
system.
you put it into a system, and then you could have somebody like me, but not everybody has that, right? So like
Right.
somebody who's like, I'm missing my grandma, and you have nothing of her speaking ever. It's like you said, it's not going to really be grandma because
Right.
the grandma wasn't filmed
But
24/7.
even you though, I can pop all the information into the system.
It's definitely
It's
not going
still
to
not
ever
going
be
to be
me.
you, right? So to
Yeah.
me, I'm like, it's great to keep that memory alive, but I think people will take it too far.
I think it will just be more sad for people, right? It'll make people miss their person more, I feel.
Now, is there going to be a moment where everything changes? The moment of no return when AI, again, it depends on what we have happen. We got to stop letting these old guys run our lives. And I see a glimpse in the future, like 3.5 years from now, there's going to be an enormous amount of women stepping up and really just taking away this bullshit from these men. We're going to have more control. So for me, it's very possible that we can prevent it from happening, but we got to get to that point first. So I'll keep you posted on that outcome.
How likely is it that AI becomes dangerous versus just overhyped?
It's very likely. These visions are solid. Now, it's not going to be the AI that does it. It's going to be who controls, who puts those thoughts, who puts those engineered details into these bots that will make this happen. Now, can AI be used as a weapon more dangerous than anything we've seen? Absolutely. That does frighten me because, like I said, it's not controlled by the machine itself. They will have these buttons to not cross over into dangerous territory, but it can easily be switched up. It can be easily moved. The bots can move it themselves, whatever the case may be. And then also humans can do it too. So iRobot energy, but again, I hope we can really avoid all of that. If we're going in the direction we're going now, no, I don't feel like it. If we fix it, yes, we can. Would you be comfortable being alone with one of these things as of right now?
No,
Yeah, me either.
not even close.
Could someone form a real emotional bond with a robot like this? Not yet, but at some point, I do believe that robots, although mimicking emotional behavior, some will surpass that and actually feel it, which will be like a new brand of humanoid bot. Would you trust a robot to take care of a child or an elderly parent?
I don't think so.
I mean, with a child, hell no. I would love for this bot to be in charge of your mom.
I mean, okay, so like maybe my parent,
Yes.
like my mother, sure.
Absolutely.
I will leave her to figure 3.
Right.
The very first one.
We'll give the one that was hanging out with the fembot.
Regular people who have
No.
really nice parents?
No.
Probably not, because they're also elderly and vulnerable just like a child would be. And if they're bedridden and can't do anything, the robot could hurt them.
Right. Like, let's just say grandma has to get out of bed and go take a tinkle. It's 2:00 in the morning, and the robot's like, I'm sorry, you are not allowed to get out of bed. And grandma's like, well, I need to go or I'm going to piss the bed. And the robot stops her. Like, that's what I'm afraid of. I know I would escalate.
Right. The elderly, your elderly parent or grandma or whatever is going to be like, I got to go to the bathroom, move out of my way.
Exactly.
And the robot's going to grab her and throw her down.
Right.
Like, no, thank you.
Exactly. If AI called you using your mom's voice crying, would you help?
No.
Yeah. I mean, for me too, I wouldn't fall for that. Because my mother cries all the time. Also, I'd be super sus. I'd be asking questions. Make sure to ask questions. Don't trust it.
But my mother also cries all the time. But also, I would probably just tell her the same thing that she says to me, I owe you nothing. Goodbye.
Yes, exactly. Do you think we will ever realistically shut AI down if it goes too far? I think so. I think
they're going to try, but they're not going to be able to.
Now, do you think Elon's long-term goal with AI is protection or for power?
Definitely for power.
I gotta say power. But here's the thing. Here's the thing with Elon. I'm going to call it like it is. Elon has already got a lot of little fucked up legal things going on in the background from previous employees, from women, even not dump. There's a lot of things going on in the background of his life. He's just pretending it's not at the moment to kind of look good. But I see that Elon is going to be going down in a very dramatic way. So I don't think he'll end up having access to the power that it will end up obtaining. Somebody much younger, much more intelligent, and hopefully somebody that has a bigger heart will come in and fix this all up. AI is obviously not going anywhere. It is already part of how we live, how we work, how we interact with the world. It's getting smarter and faster and more intelligent every single day. And yes, there are real benefits. It makes things easier, more efficient. I know I dabble in it, and more accessible in ways that genuinely, honestly help people. And then there's the risks. And those aren't even the future problems. Those are already happening. So this isn't necessarily about fear, because that's not what I'm trying to do here. It's more or less about awareness, because the more this technology learns from us, the more important it is that we understand it too. And I think where Landen and I both land is simple. We're paying attention, because some things can be helpful and still be something you keep an eye on. You know, like the love of your life. He's amazing for 10 years and then something just snaps in his brain. You always got to keep your eyes open. Pay attention to its weaknesses, by the way. And oh yeah, water is going to be its biggest weakness. Now, if all else fails, rely on earth elements. They know what to do. AI never created them or us, because at the end of the day, no matter how advanced this gets,
It's still us against everything.